Hello students, today we will be studying poem of class 12 Fleming. It is an elementary school classroom in a slum. Okay, it is written by the poet Stephen Spender. So an elementary school is basically a junior, and in this poem the poet presents a true picture of the life of school children in a slum. Okay, now before we start this poem, a short introduction about the poet Stephen Spender, he lived from 1995 and he was an English poet and an essayist. He also had keen interest in politics, and his works mainly concentrated on the themes of social injustice struggle. Okay, so the main themes of his works: social injustice and inequalities. Okay. So he presents a true picture of the life of school children living in a slum. Okay. So now before we start this elementary school that the poet is talking about in this poem is in Tyrolese Valley. Okay, and this is in Austrian Alpine province. तो ये टायरोलिस वैली में है ये स्कूल एंड इट्स इन ऑस्ट्रियन अल्पाइन प्रोविंस. ओके, तो इसमें पोएट क्या बताता है कि जो बच्चे हैं, द चिल्ड्रन ऑफ द स्लम, they are living in miserable conditions. Okay, due to poverty. Okay, and illiteracy. तो अनपढ़ता है, इलिटरेसी है, गरीबी है, पॉवर्टी. So these children that are coming to study in this, they are illiterate, they come from very poor families. Okay, so let's start the poem. Far, far from gusty waves, these children's faces, like rootless weeds, the hair torn round their pallor. So far, far from the gusty waves. The first line of the poem: far, far from the gusty waves. Okay, तो गस्टी का मतलब होता है स्ट्रॉन्ग ब्रीज या विंड. Okay, but here what does it symbolize? What does these gusty waves symbolize? These symbolize the freedom and joy of life. But the poet is saying this, that these children, these slum children, are very, very far away from the freedom and joy of a normal life. So these children are far, far away from the freedom and joys of a normal life. Okay, they cannot enjoy life. Okay, they have no hope for future. तो तो एक तो ये पॉइंट हो गया, दूसरा है दे हैव नो होप, दे हैव नो होप फॉर फ्यूचर। उनका फ्यूचर क्या होगा, ओके, विल दे हैव अ गुड फ्यूचर और नॉट, they have no hope about that. Okay, they have no hope for a good future. There is nothing in their lives actually that can drive these children towards a better future. So they are living in poverty, they are living in bad conditions, and you know in slums what sort of conditions are there, right? So the first line says that these children, these slum children, they are very far away from the happiness and the joy and the freedom of a normal life, and they have no hope for the future. Okay? Actually, the poet is presenting a pathetic and miserable picture of an elementary school classroom. So, this elementary school, the poet presents a pathetic and miserable picture. Okay, the condition of this elementary school classroom is pathetic and miserable. The poet describes the children sitting in this classroom. Okay, so I hope first line समझ में आ गई होगी. Far far from the gusty waves these children faces, like rootless weeds, the hair torn round their pallor. Rootless weeds. If we talk about rootless weeds का मतलब क्या होता है? Weeds are those plants that are unwanted. जो weeds होती हैं, okay, they are unwanted plants. ठीक है? So these rootless weeds are referred to those children in the slum. Okay, they are unwanted actually. Those that are unwanted. Okay, those that are unwanted. And who are unwanted here? These slum children, these children that are living in poverty. They are unwanted by the society. Nobody cares about them. Okay, and their hair torn round their pallor. तो pallor का मतलब क्या होता है? An unhealthy, pale, appearance, an unhealthy and pale appearance. Okay, या हम कह सकते हैं सिंपल वर्ड्स में dull face. Okay, so like rootless weeds, the hair torn round their pallor. So that means they look like unwanted plants. Okay, and their hair are uncombed, you can say they are untidy. The students are having an untidy look. Okay, and their hair are scattered on their pale faces. Okay, so these children that the poet describes, that is the children of the slum. Okay, these children of the slum, they have pale and lifeless faces. Okay, so they have pale and lifeless faces, they have no energy, they look dull, they look untidy. Okay, and their hair are scattered on their dull faces. Okay. So, the tall girl with her weighed down head, the paper seeming boy with rat eyes. Okay, now the poet is describing the children that are sitting in the classroom. These children are untidy, I have already told you, right? They have uncombed hair, so we can say their uncombed hair fall on their pale faces as if they had been torn apart. तो the hair of these children look like they have been torn apart. जैसे कई बार हम comb करते हैं hair को तो the hair start falling, okay, and जब ज़मीन पे वो बाल गिरे होते तो कैसे लगते हैं. It's the same way ये जो इनके hair थे इन बच्चों के, they were scattered on their faces, okay, they were falling on their pale faces, these uncombed hair, okay. So these children are depressed, and oppressed. ठीक है, तो ये children बहुत ही ज़्यादा depressed हैं because they have nothing to do in their lives. They are living in poverty. Okay, they are burdened actually with poverty. Their lives are burdened. Okay, so why they are depressed and oppressed? Due to the burden of life.
गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स। आज मैं आपको चैप्टर नंबर 5 अर्थमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन एपी स्टार्ट करूंगा। व्हाट इज एपी अर्थमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन, ये क्यों यूज होती है, इसके क्या रीजन है, ये मैं आपको सब बताऊंगा। अर्थमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन, अर्थमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन का मतलब है जैसे मान लो एक नंबर है 1 2 4 5 6 7 8 9, ये एक सीक्वेंस है, ये आपकी एक सीक्वेंस है, 1 से लेकर चल रही है आपकी सीक्वेंस। तो ये आपकी एपी में है। अब एपी का मतलब क्या है, इन सब के बीच में सेम कॉमन डिफरेंस। 1 के बाद में कितना आ रहा है 2, 2 के बाद में कितना आ रहा है 3, 3 के बाद में कितना आ रहा है 4, 4 के बाद में कितना आ रहा है 5। हर नंबर में सेम कॉमन डिफरेंस, मतलब सब में 1 1 का गैप है कि नहीं बेटा। अगर यहां सेम कॉमन डिफरेंस होता है जिस सीक्वेंस का,